Hey everybody! So today we're going to talk about Scorpio energy, not just Scorpio sun signs, Scorpio energy in general, how Scorpio energy might express itself in your chart or in somebody's chart. The ways that I'm going to talk about here, they are all ways that Scorpio energy likes to present itself, but it might not all fit with your chart or the chart of the person that you're looking at or what have you. It really just depends on everything else going on. Just want to make that clear off the bat. Not just Scorpio sun signs. Okay, so Scorpio, here's the card for it. And so Scorpio is ruled, the planetary rulers of Scorpio are Mars by traditional rulership and Pluto by modern rulership. Use either one, use both, whatever you like. So Scorpio energy it's intense, right? Where it falls in your house, I'm sorry, what house it falls in your chart. That is one thing I have noticed. There does tend to be an intensity there. That's one thing that does seem to kind of be across the board, regardless of what chart you're looking at or whatever. There is an intensity that the matters that the house cuspid rules, that how they express themselves intensely. And depending on what you're talking about, that could be very conscious or unconscious. It just depends on, what house we're talking about. That Scorpio rules the house cusp in your chart. But there is an intensity there. There usually is. So Scorpio deals a lot with, Scorpio energy is powerful too. That power, this is one that I find isn't always realized or even used appropriately. Appropriately, because that's different for everybody. It's relative. But there is usually like any planet that falls in Scorpio or the house cusp that's ruled by Scorpio in your chart, or there is a power there. If the house cusp, if Pluto or Mars fall in a different sign than Scorpio, it'll bend, that house that Scorpio rules will bend to another house. So it'll kind of show where that power is, then where that power bends to in your chart. But there usually is a power. It's important to understand what that power is by any planets that fall there in the sign of Scorpio in your chart, in that house, in the house where Scorpio rules, that kind of thing. It's important to understand that power. Scorpio is dynamic not in a Leo way, not in a Leo kind of dynamic, but there is like Scorpio energy. You feel it when it walks into a room. It's more of a quiet dynamic. But you can you can feel it. People that have a lot of Scorpio energy in their chart, people that have a lot of planets there, you can feel that energy when they come into a room. Whether or not they realize that impact on other people is a whole other thing. But that there is that sort of dynamic quality about them, about this energy. A lot of depth. It's a very deep sign. A very transformational sign, right? Scorpio energy is always looking to transform, whether it realizes it or not. And kind of like on the other end of the axis with Taurus, it can hold on to things very strongly as well. It can hold on to things and not want to let them go. The difference between Taurus and Scorpio energy here is that Taurus energy, I don't think, realizes that it needs to let some things go, whereas Scorpio energy does realize this. And when it fights it, it makes things harder for it when transformation is fought. So you might find that, you know, that house cusp in your chart that rules Scorpio, or is ruled by Scorpio. Sorry, I fucked my words up there. You might find that in that house there is perhaps both a holding on to and a push towards transformation. You might notice that the more that you hold on to things dealing with that house, the harder life is. Things that you really should let go of, because Scorpio is very aware that it does need to let go of stuff. It is in a subconscious or an unconscious way. It just has trouble doing that, like Taurus. But it does know that its transformation is for the good, is all for the good. Okay, Scorpio is also, there's also a secretive quality to this sign, to the way this sign might express itself. It might be more secretive about things that are going on in that house. Say, I don't know, let's say you've got Scorpio ruling the first house cusp, ruling your ascendant. You might be, and this is not universal, so do not take it that way, but you might be more inclined to be a little bit more secretive about how you present yourself, perhaps, or something of that nature. But there can be a secretive quality to that. You got Scorpio ruling the third house. Perhaps you're more secretive about your thoughts, about what you learn, about how you learn. You know, that kind of thing. Let's see, am I missing anything? Extreme. It is an extreme sign. The energy is extreme. And that's kind of, I think also, that kind of also goes along with the dynamic quality that I was talking about, and feeling that energy when it walks into a room. It's usually felt more as an undercurrent. Again, it's not like Leo energy is dynamic. It's in a different way, but it's, yeah, there is an extremeness about it as well. This energy will may push itself to extremes. I see it push itself to extremes quite a bit. That sometimes is, you know, you need a balance with everything, but sometimes pushing yourself to some extreme is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. Okay, so control. And control is a big one here. Scorpio energy might express itself by being very controlled, wanting a lot of control. This could be over other people. This could be over themselves. Or on the extreme other end of that, there could be a complete lack of control. Depends on the entire chart, but control here could be an overexertion of control, or completely not, you know, having fuck all as far as control goes. It can be there can be a manipulative quality here. There can be. I don't think it doesn't have to come about this way, but it is a keyword that gets put in with Scorpio energy, and it is rightfully deserved, because this energy can be manipulative if it wants to be, depending on how it uses that energy. If it presents that way in the chart you're looking at, depending on how it uses it, how the person or you use it, it could be used, it could be turned into a good thing. It could be, depending on what you choose to, how you choose to exert that. Let me see. There can be jealousy here with this energy. This energy is, back to transformation for a second. This energy is destructive. It is. It can be. But again, destructive isn't necessarily always bad. Depends on what you're destroying. Does it run its course? Does it need to be destroyed? Maybe it does. Maybe, you know, Scorpio energy presenting itself in that way, if it's towards something that needs to be destroyed, might not be a bad thing. But it can also destroy things that shouldn't be destroyed. So there is a destructive quality here that can go hand in hand for transformation. It really just depends on everything else going on as to, you know, is it done in a challenging or an easy way, that kind of thing. I think that's probably good. I'm looking at the card to make sure. Yeah, I think that's probably pretty good. There are a lot more, but I think that's probably pretty good for now. So if you are watching this on YouTube, you can find us on Instagram. I am at Saturn Season Astrology on Instagram. Natalie is at Abaturno Astrology on Instagram. We are at Let's Fuck with Astrology on Instagram. I don't know why I didn't say that first. If you're watching this on Instagram, you can find us at Let's Fuck with Astrology on YouTube. Searching into the YouTube search bar, whatever. If you do the Reddit thing, you can find us at Let's Fuck with Astrology, the subreddit. And if you are interested in the star cards, you can go to letsfuckwithastrology.com/star cards. Okay, I'll see y'all later.